Now this team is close to the heart. We're very excited to welcome the Pyth team to the stage. Um, a little slide introduction might be nice for me. We've got the market data your dApp deserves. Marc from the Pyth Data Association. Please welcome Marc to the stage and welcome a new Oracle solution for the NEAR protocol, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Oh. Hey everyone, can you hear me okay? Nice. The left screen, I think, is blank. Could we have the notes up or not? Well, anyway, I can YOLO it. So, hello everyone, I'm Marc. I'm one of the directors at the Pyth Data Association. Pretty much a big contributor to the Pyth Network. It's like in NEAR terms, it's the NEAR Foundation equivalent. Super excited to talk to you today, present you what is Pyth, what we do, how we do it, and what we're cooking for NEAR. If it works. Yes. So before I do that, let's quickly review how we arrived here. So very much blockchain application. Like initially, we're just able to interact or get data from the blockchain state itself. Very much, you can think of a closed environment that is pretty dumb, or at least just iterate just based on a set of rules. DeFi came in with the appearance of also oracles. Oracle's job is to bring exogenous data on-chain so that smart contract can just get triggered and do the appropriate action whenever the data arrives on-chain. The first oracle initially resolved for trust rather than speed. By that, like you can imagine that they were pretty much getting the data anywhere they could, whether it's prices, weather, anything from the internet. And this was okay overall for the first generation of DeFi, as it was just like birthing. But the piece to this is that DeFi, to actually rival its counterpart TradFi, needs better data, faster data. And the idea behind Pyth was deliver that, pretty much. And the idea was very much going to the source of where the data is created, exists, so that it can go as fast as possible on-chain. And here on the graph, you can see that it cuts middleman, so it also means cheaper, and it also is great for legal rights, because usually you always have kind of, you cannot do anything you want with stuff that you don't own. And overall, like it's great in theory to say that, but we'll see on 3 points, let's say how Pyth featured and have we delivered on the promises. So we'll see first on the publisher side. So the idea is an oracle needs data sources. Are we able to resolve that cold start problem? Second is first oracles arrived on blockchains like 5 years ago. It's a competitive business. There's big network effect. Is Pyth, as a newcomer, able to get market share? And the last one will focus more on how Pyth works and how apps integrate, because we've designed a completely new model, and from the network effect, you also have the technical lift for dApps to integrate. So first proof point, will we get enough publishers to join this marketplace? So one thing to understand, especially within the financial markets, like market data is a big business. And many of the biggest US exchanges for stocks or equities are actually generating 20% of their revenue, not from trading, but by selling market data. Here you can see that even ICE is up a third of their revenue. And last year, or 22 actually, we have 23 data, the market is worth north of $6 billion. So this is a big business. And the idea of Pyth is kind of to provide that data to blockchains. But the thing is, these big companies, industries worth $6 billion, are not just going to hand over data to Pyth or any other emerging technologies. So we had to be a bit more ingenious into where can we find this data? When can we source this data? So we looked at one market participant that is often overlooked, traders. Traders, without exchanges, traders are just empty and useless. Oh, thank you very much. But till date, traders like put bids, asks, and have fills on an exchange. And they own all this data. But till now, they were very much keeping it internally. They run like data analysis, they run their algo on it to just better the system. Now, with Pyth, they can actually monetize it. And so we very much like went into those big trading firms, asked for data, contribute this data, you can generate, we can go tap into that big market. And the other thing is smaller exchanges are not all selling data. So we also went to these guys, and putting these two groups together, we had finally our supply of data. And it grew quickly, and it grew fast. And so you can see today, I think we're at 90 data publishers. One of the first one, and Marc is Virtue Financial. It's one of the biggest trading firm in the world. We have Two Sigma, Jump Trading, Jane Street, like any name you can think of in TradFi, trading is on the network. And as the network grew, we actually saw those companies that make billions selling market data joining the network. SIBO, that makes like close to $1 billion per year selling data, is now also a publisher to the Pyth network. And here, well, I won't name everyone, but you'll recognize many names. It spans, data publisher spans from US equities exchange, crypto exchange, centralized and decentralized, and let's say financial service providers, whether they trade on like off-chain or on-chain, crypto, non-crypto. And overall today, yeah, we're closing on 100 publishers. And with all that, we are able to provide price feeds for crypto, but also US stocks, US ETFs, FX, metals, commodities, and even US yield now. Second point is, arriving 5 years later, have we managed to get a foothold on the space? Pretty laggy. Up. So initially, likely you don't know, but Pyth initially started natively on Solana mainnet. It's from summer 21. There were other Oracle live already, and other came. Chainlink came after. But anyway, with the Pyth design, the Pyth Oracle price feeds, and their superior performance, we grasped in a few months almost 100% of the DeFi value locked that needs an Oracle on Solana. And even today, we're still the clear leader there, despite all the competition. Solana's great, but the blockchain world is much larger, especially now that we're at NEARCON. The question is, can we get a foothold on other chains? So for the more technical and devs, this is how Pyth is designed to deliver price feeds on any chain. So the idea was very much, if you want a piece price into each block on your chain, you can. So, and now you have chains going with millisecond blocks. So the whole structure was designed so that you can query prices at any time you want from our application-specific chain. You send it on chain you can use. It's all permissionless to integrate. It's built as a pay-as-you-go service, pretty much. You can imagine you stand up, you go get that data, send it on chain, and just use it for your protocol. The great thing about this is it's fully permissionless to integrate. So we try to stay true to DeFi. We won't chase you with legal contracts. It's just read the docs, play around, and power your apps. And apps did get powered by Pyth. So with our initial, let's say, 50 apps cohort from Solana, we then expanded to most of the EVMs and moved chains. And in 23, we've seen about 3 applications integrating with Pyth. More key names, apps using Pyth, Synthetics on Optimism, Vela, Perennial, Ribbon, or formerly Ribbon, now Aevo. So very much the one thing in common you'll see among the apps that use Pyth is that they care about having accurate pricing information and the most granular data possible. And think Synthetics today, they've integrated last Christmas, and they've since done close to 40 billion of trading volume using Pyth feeds, making it arguably the #1 DEX on EVM. Here you can see the growth, let's say, of every blockchains we've expanded to. So from 1 last year to close to 40 today. We lose track somehow. So very much the goal and our stance is wherever you build, we want to empower you. We don't want to pick winner. We want to make you a winner at the end of the day. And it's great to go on many chains, but did we get success everywhere? Success, on some, it's easier than others, but overall, on more than half the chains we expanded to, we get the majority of the market share for oracles. Ethereum layer 1 is the laggard here, so we'll have to do one day something for it, but any layer 2s, ZK chains, Move chains, Pyth is pretty much everywhere, and Empower apps you might have used there. Then, this is more, let's say, on the product side and evolution of it. The next kind of big step, among other, is further decentralizing the network. So last week, you might have seen it, but we've announced the retrospective airdrop, with the idea of getting as many people involved as possible. So you can go, I think, on airdrop at Pyth Network and just check out if your DeFi wallet, and actually you can do it with as many as you want, is eligible. You cannot claim yet, so don't get scammed, but check out. You might be entitled to become a Pythian. The airdrop overall spans towards 40 blockchain almost. 75,000 wallets were snapshotted. Overall, I think with Celestia, it must be the top 2 widest reaching airdrop till date. Those who have great sight might have seen that there is an Aurora logo. So if you've been using Aurora, be sure to check it out. And the second thing is, sadly, there's no NEAR logo, because at the date of the snapshot, the Pyth Oracle weren't live on NEAR yet. I won't dive too deep, but initially, very much, everything's going to be toward governance, setting up the Pyth DAO, etc., etc. The one key thing you can think of is the DAO itself will decide what are the pricing, what are the fees to use Pyth prices. You can imagine that anytime someone requests a Pyth price update, interact with a Pyth smart contract and pays a fee. Pyth DAO will decide this. Pyth token holders will decide this. So super excited to see this coming to life. Expect it, I don't know, by the end of this year or something, but be on the lookout. It should be a pretty fun experience. What's next? So governance aside, new products incoming. Like, we try to cook at all time, but the big thing, and I'm super happy to be here to announce it, but Pyth was deployed yesterday on your testnet. So that means that anyone meaning that only testnet. Keep the applause, bigger applause for the mainnet. But today means that anyone can start requesting Pyth price feeds on your testnet. You have access to 350 price feeds, crypto, FX, stocks, ETF, US rates. Pretty much, you can build whatever you want now on NEAR. Question is, when NEAR mainnet? Soon TM. Audit is ongoing. Hopefully, by the end of this month or early next month, we'll be live on NEAR and further empower NEAR DeFi. Very looking forward to that. Been engaging a lot with the foundation, with Aurora also. Super excited to make DeFi on NEAR growing a lot. We'll have an official announcement going out when it's live on mainnet. So be sure to follow us or just subscribe to our blog. You'll receive that directly in your email box. Sorry. And I think on this one, we are done. So thanks again for the time. Thanks for having me. Super happy to have Pyth on NEAR now. It's been a long time coming. Finally, we're here. So let's make things happen and let's build cool things. Let's build actual finance on chain now. Thank you very much, everyone. Any questions now?